Sky Sports has played host to plenty of memorable heated exchanges between pundits down the years, but Mirror Football has dissected just 5 of the angriest clashes. More often than not, the Sky Sports studio is a safe space where a plethora of pundits from all walks of life discuss and dissect the goings-on of the most watched league on the globe. However, every now and then things turn sour and tempers begin to flare. These folks may be ex-professionals who have played the game at the very highest level, but underneath the makeup and the microphones they are no different to you and I, aggressively hurling their football opinions at one another with little care for what the other is saying. No one is exempt from letting their frustration get the better of them, but it must be said a few of the figures soon to be named feature on this list more than just the ones. Without further ado, Mirror Football breaks down 5 of Sky Sports' most fiery clashes between pundits. Jamie Redknapp vs Gary Neville. Who could forget this belter? Redknapp is no stranger to losing his cool, but he has managed to garner a reputation as one of the more mild-mannered Sky Sports regulars. However, Gary Neville clearly rubbed him up the wrong way back in August. The pair were tasked with analysing Manchester United's humiliating 4-0 away defeat by Brentford when things went south. Neither could agree on who to blame, with Redknapp taking aim at the players while Neville's issues lay with the Glazers and those running things at boardroom level. "You can't keep blaming the owners when the players are putting in performances like that," Redknapp claimed before Neville, attempting to speak over him, replied, "Jamie, you had a go at the players before the break." This carried on for a few seconds before Redknapp channeled angry headmaster as he uttered the now infamous command, "Just look at me when I am talking to you." Flustered, in truth Neville didn't know where to look and simply continued to talk over his colleague. Jamie Carragher vs Roy Keane. These two locked horns over the constantly divisive figure that is Cristiano Ronaldo. Long before the 37-year-old left United following a bombshell interview with Piers Morgan, he was the subject of an intense exchange between Carragher and Keane, who had contrasting views on why the Red Devils signed him in the first place. The Liverpool legend was of the view that United were duped into panic buying the club legend as a result of local rivals Manchester City registering their interest, while Keane was adamant Ronaldo returned to score goals and secure silverware for the club. Then it became about which specific silverware. As Keane confessed, Ronaldo was never going to get United back to winning leagues, which led Carragher to cry out, "What was the point in signing him then?" Bizarrely, Keane then proceeds to shout, "Did you win the FA Cup? Did you win the FA Cup?" to two-time winner Carragher. Poor Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank was caught up in the middle of it all like a rabbit in headlights. Roy Keane vs Gary Neville. While these two shared a dressing room for many years at United, it has not stopped some pretty spectacular bickering while they have shared the studio. Coincidentally, Keane and Neville actually clashed over Ronaldo on the same night as the aforementioned exchange involving Carragher, but it was a row 3 years prior that really got heated. Following United's 2-0 home derby defeat at the hands of City in 2020, the duo disagreed on United's work ethic and attitude. Analysing one passage of play, Neville claimed, "I think at this point the United players have just been run into the ground," but fails to finish his point before Keane loudly sighs and interrupts with, "Oh Gary, it is 2 yards, man." Keane's hilariously overpronounced eye roll while Neville continued his analysis did not go unnoticed by viewers at home and was quickly posted all over social media. Jamie Carragher vs Gary Neville. These two are arguably the most popular pundits on Sky as a result of their on-screen chemistry and tendency to fall out on just about every issue raised. One of their most infamous verbal bouts came relatively soon in Carragher's punditry career as the duo discussed Daniel Levy's reign as Tottenham owner. Neville's claim that Levy was the best operator in football went down like a lead balloon in the eyes of Carragher, who was dumbfounded that a club operating within the Champions League only spent £29 million in a recent transfer window. "Have you not worked out the new stadium cost £600 million quid?" Neville asked in particularly condescending fashion. This was 4 years ago. Carragher blasted back, with Neville replying, "Hang on a minute, the stadium is not even finished, it is already £150 million quid over budget, oh my god." Viewers are likely to have known even then that 4 years down the line these two would still be going at each other. Roy Keane vs Jamie Redknapp. Keane's third mention on this list. It is clear he hasn't shaken off the same temper that saw him become one of the Premier League's most red-carded players ever during his career on the pitch. 7. This memorable exchange, much like the last one, was also about Tottenham, as Redknapp took serious issue with Keane's suggestion that the Spurs squad of 2020/21 were average. The former Spurs midfielder started to rattle off all the internationals the team boasted, but Keane was quick to interject with, "Playing for your country doesn't make you a good player, Jamie." Once the conversation turned to Toby Alderweireld, Redknapp seemed particularly rattled as he barked back, "He'd get in your Man United team right now, he'd get in United's team." It was a similar story for Sergio Reguilon, who Redknapp passionately defended from Keane's scathing criticism. Things eventually cooled when host Dave Jones insisted, "Just take a breath, Jamie." Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye.
We've been holding up for the girls for a minute.